I love that song. Mark Stanton Walsh is just a treasure in the Unity movement and beyond, and I have fond memories of being in the Youth of Unity and having him come and do our retreats and rallies. Awesome, awesome musician. So we begin our time together with meditation. And so I would ask all of you in this moment to close your eyes or have a soft gaze to the floor and let yourself turn inward. Feel the support of the earth and of the chair that holds you in this space right now. We are all gathered here together today in the presence of the healing balm of pure light and love. We affirm, I am without beginning or end. Like the universe itself, I am infinite. I am part of a vast, unified wholeness. I am in the presence of pure being and immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. Thy presence and thy power, O blessed Spirit, in thy divine wisdom, I allow the pure substance of love to be brought into manifestation in my world according to perfect law. As you continue to breathe in and out and ready for the next breath, as you exhale, imagine any stress or discomfort leaving your body, allowing each breath to go deeper and deeper. And now I would like you to focus on your heart. And as you do this, I want you to gently allow your body to settle even more, allowing the breath to deepen, letting your awareness move from the outer world to the inner sanctuary of your being. There is a place within you where strength lives. Not the strength of force, but the strength of spirit. Quiet, steady, eternal. And as you continue to breathe naturally, easily, imagine that you are sinking gently into a deeper place of inner stillness. Allow these words to move through you now. Divine strength fills me, guides me, and sustains me. Divine strength fills me, guides me, and sustains me. Allow this affirmation to settle in your heart. Let it become the rhythm of your breath as we go into the silence for a time of rest in the presence of the God within, in the silence. Gently return your awareness to the sound of my voice. And in this moment, imagine a warm, radiant light at the center of your being. This is the light of spiritual strength, the Christ light, the enlightened within yourself. This divine power has always been with you. And see that light expanding with each breath, filling your chest and your shoulders and your arms, your entire being. It is the power that has carried you through every challenge. It is the power that rises again and again, no matter what life brings. I am resilient. I rise with grace and courage. Feel the truth of those words. I am resilient. I rise with grace and courage. Feel the resonance and the resilience that is already yours. And now we enter into another moment of silence, a time to listen, a time to receive, a time to rest in divine presence with this affirmation. I am resilient. I rise with grace and courage into the silence. And now slowly return your awareness to the sound of my voice. Imagine yourself standing on the edge of a vast, calm sea. The water is still. The air is peaceful. The sea represents your inner life, your emotions, your memories, your healing. And as you stand here in this moment, you feel the presence of divine guidance, the Moses within you, the Moses who stilled the waters, the spiritual wisdom that knows the way, even when you do not. The presence whispers, stand still and know that I am God. Stand still and know that I am God. Feel these words move through you as you breathe the waters before you. The path appears gently, gracefully. This is the power of spiritual strength, the gift of resilience, and the truth of who you are. We enter one last time into the silence with this affirmation. Stand still and know that I am God in the silence. And now we come back to the awareness and the sound of my voice with a final affirmation to anchor this meditation on time of prayer. I am strong. I am resilient. I am one with the power of God. I am strong. I am resilient. I am one with the presence of God. Carry this truth with you. Let it guide your steps, steady your heart, and remind you of the divine strength that rises within you always. We prepare now to return to the activities of our day. We prepare to leave the sacred stillness of prayer by taking a deep breath and bringing our time of prayer to a close. We become fully aware of our surroundings. We are awakened to the newness in our lives, stepping forward in faith. We open our eyes and feel our bodies fully aware, fingers tingling, toes moving, and awake and ready with grateful hearts. We go forth from this sacred time, empowered to accomplish the will and the work of Spirit.
Get ready, my soul. I'm driving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm driving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment here, to a new beginning here, and I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm driving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of love. Get ready, my soul. 'Cause here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
So that was Daniel Nahmod, who was here last year to do a concert. And boy, he moved us. Yeah, he moved us in ways that I think we all know we need to be moved. We are ready. We are ready. Let's just take a moment to take that in. We have to ask ourselves that every day. Am I ready for this moment right now? Because that's all there is. It's our moment. And I'm going to try to change the slides. And okay, well, we're going to put the first one up, but we'll go with the flow. I want to welcome everyone again here in person. The ones that are here with us today and the ones that are curled up at home on Zoom or live streaming, to all of our global family. Strength and faith are more than human traits. They are spiritual capacities. They rise within us. And as we remember our divine nature, we know this. It's a felt knowing. And so today we're going to experience some ways that we can deepen this inner reliance on resilience that gathers not from force, but from the alignment with truth, and the quiet assurance that we are never alone. We can reflect on challenges as inspirations for spiritual expansion in every season of our life. That spiritual strength is within every one of us, not from muscle or willpower or our will, not our personality, but the deep, unchanging truth of who we are. In unity teaching, strength is not something that is acquired. It is something that is awakened. It is a divine faculty. It is a spiritual capacity, a God-given power that rises out of our being. And when it's applied and lived, it allows us to stand by, breathe, and move forward, even when the world seems to be leaning the other way. You know, I always think it's good if we can sprinkle just a few little one-liners along the way. I tried lifting my problems at the gym, but apparently emotional baggage does not count as weight. Anybody feel that? And I asked God for strength, and God gave me a gym membership. I'm still praying about that one. Just a little fun. So, the metaphysical nature of strength. In Unity, we speak a lot about metaphysics, literally meaning above or away from just our physical form. Jesus taught that we are more than physical beings. We are spiritual beings, and we can apply practical spiritual teachings in our everyday life. Strength is one of what we call in Unity our 12 powers, this spiritual faculty that allows us to stay grounded and remain centered in truth. So let's think about this affirmation together. I am rooted in God and I cannot be shaken. Can we say that together? I am rooted in God and I cannot be shaken. And when we couple that with faith, resilience is the natural outflow of that knowing. So I wanted to introduce us, and I think many of you know this story. It's a story of David and Goliath. Now, this is the metaphysics of the story of David and Goliath. And it's really a story about the strength of our own true identity. We may remember this from our childhood study. We may have heard it in Sunday school or along the way, depending on your wisdom tradition. It's often told as a tale of bravery where a very small in stature boy named David comes in contact with the giant Goliath. And yet with a single slingshot and powerful stones, Goliath is defeated in the battle. Yet metaphysically, it's a story about your identity. Goliath represents the appearance of overwhelming challenges. That thing in our life that seems so big. It's too loud. It's too intimidating. It's the diagnosis. It's the financial fear. It's where do I live when housing is a challenge. It's the relationship struggle, the inner critic, that old belief that says, I can't. David represents the spiritual identity that's within us, that Christ nature, the enlightened self, the divine self that knows its source. David does not defeat Goliath with any brute strength. He defeats him with clarity, faith, and alignment. Basically, in essence, I come not with a sword or spear, but in the name of God, the divine nature that's within us. And metaphysically, that means that I face the challenges not with human limitation, but with spiritual authority. David's 5 smooth stones represent the spiritual tools: faith, wisdom, love, imagination, strength. And he uses one stone, but he carries all 5. When we face our own Goliaths, those overwhelming challenges, we too carry those spiritual tools. And they are way more powerful than any external obstacle. So here's a practical application. It's called the one stone method, inspired by David. Choose one spiritual tool that you're going to use today. Maybe it's faith, maybe it's love, wisdom, strength, imagination. Use one tool really well, and the others will follow. I can guarantee it. Others will follow. And in keeping with keeping things a little bit light today, if David fought Goliath today, he'd probably just say, hold on, let me Google it on how to defeat giants. Do you think that might have happened? Maybe. And also, David showed us that sometimes the strongest thing you can do is aim carefully and let go. Are you good at letting go? Anybody good at letting go? We're working on it. We're working on it. Resilience becomes the spiritual practice. Resilience is bouncing forward into who we are becoming. I wish I could show you these slides. Oh, we've got one up. Oh, there we go. That's the beautiful Sojourner Truth. This woman was born to live her divine nature, to shine through the barriers and the obstacles and allow her spiritual essence to shine as she stood in her spiritual authority. Her name was Isabella Baumfree. She was an American abolitionist and activist for African American civil rights and women's rights. She was born into slavery in New York, but escaped with her infant daughter to freedom in 1826. She also went to court in 1828 to recover the son that had been taken from her, and she was the first black woman to win such a case against a white man. So she changed her name. She changed her name to Sojourner Truth, the soul journey of truth. She had been convinced that God had called her to leave the city, go into the countryside, and testify to those around her that God was their source. She is known for so many speeches and so much work, and her impact on the truth of who we all are echoed out into the world. She continued on behalf of all that needed her help until her passing. She was a living example of consciousness, of the divine manifested in a world where her spiritual essence transformed the lives of so many. She brought forth her strength, resilience in action, necessary for everything we do. Every challenge is an invitation to grow in consciousness. Every setback is a setup for spiritual expansion and a deeper doorway into your awareness. It's not about pretending to be fine. You know what that means. I'm fine. It's remembering that our essence is divine. Our essence is divine. And since resilient also comes with humor, I told my challenges, you picked the wrong person. My challenges said, we'll see about that. And life does keep testing our strengths. And I keep asking for multiple choice questions. Any of you do that? Yeah, I'll pick this one. Why don't we just pick the one that actually is guiding us? So I was very, very blessed recently to visit my friends Darlene and Ed, who had a dream in 2026. They are opening an equine leadership training center. They have a farm on Vancouver Island, and a dream is becoming a reality. An opportunity to work with PTSD, trauma, and people and individuals who are suffering from addiction and traumas that have occurred not only in this lifetime but sometimes generationally. Their goal is to have individuals lead themselves. It starts working there, that when we change the resonance of our own soul and our own consciousness, we begin to build trust in ourselves, and we can go forth and do so many things. Strength and faith is accomplished when we do this. So working with horses and learning how much horses have to teach us so that they can move from trauma to light. So we got to spend this great weekend, and there are lifelong friends, farm sanctuary, sharing friendship, conversation, and spending time with all the animals, especially the horses. Horses are very mystical creatures, and we are all mystics. Mystics are those who seek a spiritual journey, and we are all mystics. And I tell you, those horses, when you observe them, you begin to learn to work with your own vibration. Horses feel energy and vibration, and each horse has its own name and its own spiritual essence, just like all of us. They feel emotions, and their energy field is so deep and wide. It has been noted through research that horses can feel your heartbeat from 25 feet away. Imagine that. 25 feet away, they can feel your heartbeat. And when you ride a horse, as you've ever attempted to ride a horse, we know that if you do not become one with that horse, it is not going to necessarily be a good experience. So becoming one with that horse adjusts the energy so that you're breathing as one. You are all born with this felt knowing. Horses live in the now. They don't think about the past or the future. They live right now. They're honest. They do not lie. They do not have stuck energy. Do you know they actually work on each other's fascia in their bodies, in their horse bodies, by moving the energy of their teeth and upper lip? Isn't that amazing? And they also work on us. Even if we don't know it, they are there as healing, as a healing modality. So we have a lot to learn from everyone. So what do horses have to do with today? They are an example of how we can learn to be present in the consciousness which we came in here to be. That divine nature is what guides us. So trust. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. The universe is always sending that to us. Trust me, I do know what I'm doing. And so the second example in this talk is the story of the Israelites crossing the Red Sea. There is strength in surrender. The crossing of the Red Sea is one of the most powerful metaphysical stories of resilience. The Israelites represent our spiritual aspirations, the part of us seeking freedom and growth and transformation. Egypt represents the old patterns, the limiting beliefs, and the consciousness of feeling in bondage. The Pharaoh represents the ego that refuses to let go. And when the Israelites reached the Red Sea, they faced an impossible situation. Forward was blocked, backward was dangerous, and standing still was not an option. Instead, we ask ourselves, have you ever been there? Have you ever been there, blocked and feeling wherever you do? You don't know if it's going to work out, but it's that place where the old life no longer fits and the new life has not yet opened. So metaphysically, the Red Sea represents the emotional waters of our own transformation, the deep inner shift required to move from fear to faith. And Moses represents that spiritual guidance, the higher self, the divine voice from within that says, stand still and know that I am God. That does not mean doing nothing. It means to stop panicking, stop reacting, and let go of fear driving your life, driving the boat. And so the spiritual activity of lifting up the staff, the rod, symbolizes our own spiritual authority. The path will appear, the impossible will become possible, and even miracles will occur. The sea parted, and they walked through it. Now, that is a deep metaphysical story for our own lives. Moses proved that you don't need muscles to be strong, you just need good communication and an upper management. Would you agree? Yeah, you need some guidance. And the simple practice that you can practice this week, and I'll give it to you right now, is called the Red Sea pause. Before reacting, imagine yourself lifting a staff and saying to yourself, stand still, let the way open. Stand still and let the way open. This creates space for clarity instead of reacting. What is the story you're going to tell? We're now in 2026. What's a story you're going to tell? And I'm so grateful because my mother and father brought me to the Unity Church at a young age. We have talked about this on many talks before, that the gratitude I feel in my heart that at any time we can start the journey. And I'm so grateful to them for that. And your spiritual essence, who you are right now here in this room or out in the global world, your spiritual essence is felt by everybody. And we have to learn to trust the universe. You know, my strength is a little bit like coffee, but it's strong and sometimes spills. Do you ever have that experience, strong coffee, and it spills all over you? Well, strength can be a little bit like that. We don't lift weights. We lift vibration. We don't just lift with the physical, we lift by the consciousness of our inner being. Strength does not come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming the things that you thought you couldn't. And actually this comes through very much in surrender. And one of the greatest paradoxes of our own spiritual strength is that it often arises through complete surrender. In the 12-step program, the first step is, I am powerless. Powerless does not mean that you are not empowered. It means I have to let go of my will and my egoic self so that I can move into this place of knowing this divine nature that is there and has never left us. Surrender is release, it's trust, and it's open to divine guidance. And just remember that you can be spiritually strong unless someone cuts you off in traffic. What are you going to do? Are you going to let them in? Are you going to let them in when they want to cut in front of you? Practice surrender. And here's a very simple practice that you can try. It's called the 10-second strength reset. When you feel overwhelmed, pause for 10 seconds. Place your hand on your heart. Place your hand on your heart. Take one slow breath and say silently, I am rooted in the divine. I cannot be shaken. I am rooted in the divine and I cannot be shaken. This can interrupt the pattern of fear and anchors you in truth. And we do need a little bit of faith. It is also one of the foundations. Faith is the foundation for our own spiritual strength. Resilience is that natural expression of your divine identity. And may you always remember, the power of strength and resilience is not outside of you. It's in you. So here is another grounded practice that you can try and use throughout the week. It's called the resilience reframe. When something goes wrong, ask, what is this here to strengthen in me? What is this here to strengthen in me? Instead of, why is this happening? But again, what is awakening? What is awakening to me now? And this shifts from the human experience to spiritual empowerment. You know, my resilience is a little bit like Wi-Fi. Sometimes it's weak, but it always reconnects. We experienced that this morning, didn't we? It reconnected. Didn't feel like that at one moment, but hey, we held on. We held on. And so, this one power, and Daniel Nahmod does a beautiful song called One Power, and I highly recommend going home and looking up on YouTube. All knowledge and guidance comes from this one power. And this spiritual community, each one of you has a spiritual essence and a divine calling in this community, and it's meant to shine bright in the world. And so a couple of affirmations. Again, we're doing a few affirmations today Because when we affirm what we want and move away from what it is we don't want, guess what starts to happen? We start rewiring and spiritualizing our intellect. The strength of God moves through me now. Let's say that together. The strength of God moves through me now. And the second one, I am resilient, centered, and grounded in truth. I am resilient, centered, and grounded in truth. And the last one, I rise with clarity, courage, and faith. I rise with clarity, courage, and faith. And this resilient faith, this strength that rises again and again, we've come full circle today, remembering where we began. My faith enables me to navigate life's challenges with strength, resilience, and grace. What a way to live in this moment. What a way to live in this moment. And we have opened to the truth that spiritual strength is quiet, steady, and rooted in the center of your being. So today's a new day, a new year, new beginnings. And so let's surrender our human willfulness of any person, place, or thing that keeps us from universal, infinite living. We want to breathe in this new life every day. We want to close today knowing that the truth becomes the invitation to live from the center, to return to the center. Trust is that center. It is the same strength that guided David and is guiding you, and is the same resilience that carried us through the Red Sea, whatever that is for you. So keep smiling on this journey. I received a poem on New Year's Day, and I want to read it to you today. It came from my friend Melanie, and Melanie is a beautiful Renaissance woman. She is constantly reinventing herself. Her life path has taken her from master chef to writing books. And the books that she has written are very, very powerful. She is a vibrant, positive energy in this world, has so many talents, and she reminds me to live my strength. So this is what she reads, and I asked that what she wrote, and I said, can I read this to the group today? And she said yes. So here it is. The boarding on flight 2026 has been announced. The luggage should only contain the best souvenirs from 2025. The bad and sad moments can be left behind. The duration of the flight will last 12 months. And tighten your seatbelt because we want to be ready for a smooth flight. The next stopovers will be health, love, strength, joy, harmony, well-being, and peace. We offer you the following menu, which will be served during the flight: a cocktail of friendship, a supreme of health, an au gratin of prosperity, a bowl of excellent news, a salad of success, and a cake of happiness, all accomplished with bursts of laughter. Wishing you all and your families an enjoyable trip on board Flight 2026. And I pray that your onward journey on board Flight 2026 is blessed in all things fabulous. So become the resonance in the world, my friends. As you walk into this week ahead, may you remember you are stronger than you know. You are spirit in expression. You are resilience in motion. You are the living, breathing presence of God. May strength rise in you. May resilience guide you. May love carry you. And may you always remember that the power you seek is already within you. And that's the way it really is. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here today.
Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one tie that binds us, that can't be undone. I choose love. Peace in my family is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one loving family, sharing one son. I choose love. Yes, I do. Peace for our planet is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one choice unites us. Let this be the one. I choose love. I choose love. I choose love. so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
So, we are ready to get on with our day, full of strength, resilience, faith, love, all of those things. So, let us end today with joining a circle right now, and I want to thank you for all being here today and being part of this beautiful, beautiful community. We thank you to all of our leaders today, our technology team, our hospitality, everyone here who serves, and particularly our technology team. I know what that can be like. Anyways, thank you for being here, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
The peace that was meant to be
With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Now we got to do our prayer for protection, which, by the way, is on the moon. That was taken in the Apollo 15, the prayer for protection.
I am the light of God. I am the love of God. I am the power of God.